Steve, did you hear about the band Stockholm Syndrome?
No.
Okay, they're a brand new band out there, but the first time you're going to hear them, I'm going to warn you, they sound awful.
Okay.
But keep listening, listen only to them.
Only
and
to
eventually,
Stockholm Syndrome.
Only,
okay.
And then eventually you're going to hear that they're really quite good. And it's going to be the only thing you want to listen to.
Okay, great. I'll have to give them a listen.
All right.
So welcome back to the Vinyl Word Podcast. I'm Steve Beach.
And I'm Brian Mayer. Hello.
So we are on side 2 of The Perfect Dinner. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everybody that you can contact us through our Gmail, vinylword22@gmail.com. And we are also on Facebook at The Vinyl Word. So you can always check out and see what's going on and get early previews of when our episode drops and things like that.
So, we put little commercials up, right?
Yeah, sometimes, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah. I wish.
Of any good jokes, you can get a little peek.
Right, exactly. So Dorothy and Gaynor, we're back with them.
Yes, we are. And I couldn't be more happy, but I do want to warn people here. I have a strong suspicion that they recorded side 2 first because they're not hitting all their marks so far as they are running past them at a furious pace.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah. Like listening to this record, listening to this side specifically is like listening to a podcast at 1.5.
Right, a little bit faster.
Yeah, it's unnaturally fast.
Right.
You can tell that they are nervous, and you can tell that they are just trying to get through it as best they can. And they also apparently only had one take.
Right, yeah. It was interesting because most of our records, they're between 20 and 25 minutes, sometimes per side. But when I was doing this, it was right at 17. Yeah. So it doesn't sound like much, 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, when it comes to audio and recording and stuff, 3 minutes is a lot quicker.
It is, yeah. And
for a record side.
But the plus is it gave us a little bit more time to play with. So we're going to try some different things, and we're going to see how it goes. Oh, and at the end, we're going to learn a new word.
What's that?
Squab.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it later, but it's disgusting.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, guys, let's drop the needle and let's get going.
Let's have a French dinner party.
You mean I have to become a French chef?
No, my dear,
a French maid,
French
baby.
chefs seem to be born with a sixth sense about their food. Almost
I see
inspired.
dead people.
Very few
cooking.
American cooks can match them at their own game. That's why most American home cooks with savvy use French recipes that are adapted to our own ingredients and skills. Their dinners have a beautiful French accent and no frustration.
My French accent is very good.
Say something.
Rock, lobster, bordelaise.
Good.
Rock
Let's have that as the
lobster!
first course for our dinner party.
Is it complicated?
Want to hear my German
Will
accent?
I need to work
Yes.
at it all day?
Sauerkraut.
No, of course not. We never use party dishes that get the hostess hot and tired long before the guests arrive.
Hot and Tired,
This
that's
rock
not the
lobster
name of that
bordelaise
Cinderella
takes
song.
only 3/4
No, it's
of an
not.
hour and is worth every delicious minute of that time. So that's the first course. Okay with you?
Of course. Then what?
Another wonderful dish, veal cutlets foyot. It's one of the few great French dishes an
Foyot.
American housewife can make.
Do you have to keep calling me a housewife?
Sorry, that gay, warm-hearted, competent hostess can make.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
She's a
With
gay
the veal
housewife?
Cutlets foyot, how
think
about
they
a
both
small
are.
potato
I think so.
ball sautéed until delicately brown, and peas à la française.
Or
Tiny
just
little
French
cooked
peas.
gently
Yeah,
with lettuce,
French
small
peas.
white
Snooty.
onions, butter, and celery. Oh yes, I forgot, with a pinch of sugar also.
You mean those petit pois in cans imported from France?
Yes.
But there are tiny American peas in cans, too, almost as good and cost a lot less.
You're as thrifty as a French woman, or maybe.
Good French dinner rolls, too, but no butter with them. And my
A great
salad?
American meal.
Not quite.
Right.
Yours is a little over-seasoned for this menu.
She has no
It
butter
should be
with this
nothing
meal,
a
but,
few
like, there's
tender greens,
43
olive
strips
oil,
of bacon,
and wine
right?
vinegar, salt and pepper. As the French say, just enough
As
to
the
clear
French
the
say,
palate.
we surrender!
For lemon juice in my dressing.
You're being very individualistic.
The French are individualistic,
They're
aren't
also
they?
pompous
Okay, you
cowards.
win. So
Yes,
it's
they are.
wine vinegar or lemon juice.
Merci, monsieur. And I suppose we have to go through the crepe Suzette act for dessert.
Why is Suzette a
Don't. It's far
creep?
too complicated
What did she
for
do?
a home party. Leave that
Talk
job
to
to
the
the better
cops.
French restaurants.
Are you doubting my skill with a skillet?
I'm not doubting anything. Don't.
I think she's hitting one too many times with a
Frenchmen prefer
skillet.
feminine women.
Yeah.
So do I. That's why I don't want you to get hot and bothered making crepes.
So he prefers his women feminine. How do you think he prefers his men, Steve?
While you're supposed to be relaxed and lovely. Select something you can prepare ahead of time, like pears and sauterne with vanilla ice cream.
You really think I can be a relaxed and lovely hostess?
No.
Yes, you know I do.
not a chance.
Very
Dorothy.
well, then. Au revoir, crepe Suzette. I'll meet you in a restaurant.
Parlez-vous,
We're dining at
Frenchie?
home with pears sauterne instead. Can we have petit four also? I love them. They're so pretty and feminine and so French. Ah,
Just
the
like
beautiful
Gaynor.
food of Paris. Those dishes and dishes of marvelous hors d'oeuvres stacked like a delectable mountain.
No hors d'oeuvres for this dinner. We are having the rock lobster, remember? The French don't usually serve hors d'oeuvres when the first course is a fish or seafood.
That's
They
right.
serve one
they
hors d'oeuvre
don't.
when it's beef,
So we'll serve
3
just
when it's pork,
aperitif,
chicken
vermouth
gets
or
2,
sherry, things
but
like
only on
that.
certain occasions.
But
What
if
are
our
the
guests still
rules?
No, just make them up.
Then they can do what the French do the moment they arrive in the United States.
Oh, they
Ask
refuse to
for a
speak
dry
English and look
martini.
Or
disgusted at
maybe chilled
everything.
orange or tomato juice.
That'll
At
be
least
the
they're
dinner.
bilingual.
Are you belittling the French?
There you go again, being irrational.
And don't forget, very feminine.
Very. Just tell me, how could anyone belittle a country that invented a dish like rock lobster
Oh, it's
bordelais?
super easy,
We had it
Gaynor.
in Bordeaux,
Trust
don't you
me.
remember? It used to be made with crawfish, but French cooks found the crawfish too much trouble, so they switched to the lobster tail.
Oh, so
You
the
mean
French
even
even
I
quit
could do it?
hard things when it comes to food
I'll give
prep?
it. Yes,
At
you
least
can
they're
do it.
consistent.
But don't get the idea. It's as simple as boiling eggs.
I hate boiled eggs.
Oh,
But
it's
with
a
your
great line.
generosity
I'm glad
and
they
gift
shared
for
that.
making people happy in your home, you won't mind a little extra work.
You know something? At times you seem almost as gallant as a Frenchman.
Let's stick to French food.
He keeps
for
working
sake.
towards that.
You
Yeah.
saw the lobster tail slightly, then trim off the tail ends and cut away the thin underside membrane with strong scissors.
Yeah, we don't
After
want
that,
weak scissoring,
cut the
Steve.
tails
Yeah, or
crosswise
membranes.
into 3 or 4 pieces, but be sure you leave the shell on.
I'm with you. Go on.
Then you make the sauce. Butter, carrots, onion, white Bordeaux wine, stock from the lobster, tomato
Bourbon.
paste, salt, and
Yep,
cayenne pepper.
lobster stock,
What do you
Steve.
mean
That's what
stock
you
from the
what you call it when you have
Like
Long
so.
John
Melt
Silvers
the
and
butter
Gortons
a
in your
skillet.
portfolio.
Saute the diced carrots and chopped onions until soft, but don't let the butter brown. Keep watching the butter.
But you still haven't told me about the lobster tail or stock.
Don't rush me. Good French chefs resent being rushed.
Yeah.
I only
American
asked
chefs,
you.
however,
Oh, why
love
are
to be
American
rushed.
husbands so patient?
Faster,
Well,
Steve.
anyway, you
I'm
slice the
hungry
lobster tail
now.
into pieces
That's how we
shell
have fast
side
food
down
restaurants.
into this butter mixture. Saute for 2 to 3 minutes, then turn and saute on the meat
then
side
saute
for
it to
another
death.
2 or 3 minutes.
Ooh,
the dark
the
green
meat side.
shells will turn
Seems like
reddish
George
pink,
Lucas missed an
and the meat
opportunity
becomes
here.
Very tender.
But
Come
that
to the meat
stock.
side, Steve.
Remove the tails to a hot plate and keep warm. To the butter lobster stock, are you listening? In the skillet, add the white
She stopped
wine,
listening a
tomato
long time
paste,
ago.
salt, and cayenne. Return the
think when
tails
she
to the
figured you
skillet.
out,
Bring slowly
Gaynor.
to a boil. Cover. Reduce heat and simmer very, very gently for 5 minutes.
I'm entranced. Did you get that recipe when you were in Bordeaux?
No, it is the original French recipe adapted for American cooks.
Does it taste the same as the original?
maybe not exactly.
No, it's
No,
no.
Dorothy,
Wonderful
no.
It's French.
Even for the hostess.
The
who
right
must
way
be
is
both
way
cook
too hard
and
and
hostess
we're
at the
too
same time.
lazy,
Yes, but
okay?
you see, I have an intelligent husband who helps me.
She
Flattery
does. Who
will
was
get
that?
You nowhere, madame.
Flattery
I
will
am
get you
not going to
nowhere,
cook it.
especially
You
the
are.
bedroom.
I should have married a Frenchman. They love to cook.
Oh, I
So
think
that
you
I
did
can
marry
have
a Frenchman, Dorothy.
Yes.
Cooking. But I will cut the tails into pieces for you. That job needs strong fingers, and I'll chill the wine to serve with it.
Strong finger
dry
Gaynor,
white wine.
that's his name.
Yes, either a Riesling,
That's what they called
a
him in
Grave,
baseball.
or a Chablis, well chilled but not iced.
How about the rice? Will you please cook that? You always get it so dry and white. And how are you going to prepare
Dry
the
and white.
Bordeaux?
Rice
I'm not.
or Dorothy
You
and
are cooking
Gaynor?
that, too.
A French
Discuss.
husband would.
I am not a French husband, but this recipe is very, very French. It originated in a famous, almost historical restaurant in Paris. The restaurant was torn down to make room for a modern building, but the memory
That modern
lingers
building
on.
was an IHOP
Difficult
that
to
was
No.
later turned
French
into a
women often
dentist
serve it
office.
at home.
Of course.
Goes into the oven 2 hours before the guests arrive and is served in the same dish.
What's in it?
Veal cutlets, butter, onions, bread, Swiss cheese, white wine, and consommé.
I'm getting hungry.
For 4 people, use 2 pounds of loin of veal sliced into 4 cutlets, seasoned with salt
okay.
and pepper. Next, using a small, heavy skillet, saute the chopped onions
small,
in butter
heavy
until a light
skillet.
golden
I know.
brown.
Every
Don't
single
brown,
skillet they've
deeply.
mentioned has been
Next,
heavy.
mix the grated
Like,
Swiss
I'm wondering if they're
with
just
the fresh
progressively
breadcrumb.
heavier.
Doesn't sound difficult so far.
And then spread
Oh, don't
about a
worry, it will,
tablespoon
Dorothy.
of sauteed onions on each cutlet and cover this with the cheese and breadcrumb mixture.
But will it stay on?
Yes, if you press
Yes,
it
with
down
super
with the
glue.
flat side of a knife. Now scatter the remaining
The
onions
flat
over
side
the
of a
bottom
knife?
of an oven-proof
Do-
dish.
Like,
Carefully
Steve, do
place the
knives have
cutlets
curves?
into the
Isn't that
dish,
where the blade
side by
is?
side.
Yeah, but the French are
Next,
lazy.
add the
Yeah,
dry
why
white
wouldn't you
wine
use a
and
spatula
dot
or a
with butter.
spoon?
Bake in a
What is
moderate
going
oven for
on?
2 hours.
Again, the French
Come
are
back
lazy.
to that.
They
Did
give
you
up easy.
baste them?
Oh yes, with the liquid in the dish. When that runs out, use consommé.
It sounds delightful. Is that another real French recipe adapted for American use?
More or less. It comes from Poyot's.
That's a
course.
French term.
It was
More or
adapted by a
less.
friend of mine, Fernand Gavin. She was born in France. Now she's an American citizen. and knows more about French cuisine than anyone I ever met.
Is she pretty?
Let's confine
Not as
our
pretty
talk
as
to
the
French
Hawaiian
cuisine.
lady.
Did you know lots of French girls before you married me?
Oh,
I'll tell
Dorothy,
you
I
about
think
that
it's
after
safe
the
to
guests
say
go
that you
home.
were the
Promise?
only
What
girl
about
for
the wine
Gaynor.
to serve with the beer?
I think it should be a light red wine like a Beaujolais or even a good rosé.
I'd like a nicely chilled dry white wine instead.
All right, we'll have both. Make it a real French night.
A real
Can't you
French
take
night
your mind
also
off
includes
French
thin
women?
black
Not when you
cigarettes,
keep reminding me
socialism,
of a French
and rejecting
woman,
the
affectionate,
triune God.
spirited, and a particularly good cook. And I think your green salads are the best in the world.
But you like wine vinegar, and I want
What
lemon
kind of salads
juice
are
in
there?
mine.
I'm not complaining.
You're so tolerant. Really, you are. And it
Dorothy,
was
you're
thoughtful
pushing
of
it.
you to insist on that pear dish instead of those tricky crepe Suzette, especially when I have to do everything myself except for the little bit of help you give
Did
me.
Dorothy
You're
just say
breaking my
Gaynor
heart.
has a little
Let's make
bit.
A couple of eggs and
Little
The
bit
yolks are
of
used in the
help
wine
that
sauce
he
to
offers
pour
her.
over the pear.
Well, I
What
feel
do you do with
okay.
the pear?
That makes me feel
Cook them
so
in
much
saucepan
better.
wine, sugar, and lemon juice, then keep in the refrigerator.
How about the wine sauce? Can that be made in the morning, too?
Oh, yeah, mornings are a
Two
great
egg
time to get
yolks
drunk.
on top of a double boiler. Some sugar and the same
let's
wine
be
the
open-minded
pears were
here.
cooked in. Cook until the sauce thickens a little. Chill it. Keep in the refrigerator until ready to use.
Good.
Steve, that's
Then I
like
won't
80
have to
steps in
rush
8
around
seconds
at the
right
last
there.
minute. I'll be just as you said I should be when the guests arrive. Cool, serene, ravishing. Didn't you say that?
Not exactly in those words.
I said
Do
harried
you like
and
to go
butch.
to a dinner party where the hostess is frantic and red-faced with last-minute preparations?
Heavens no. I feel embarrassed.
Nothing frantic about the pears. Use your beautiful crystal bowls. Place a layer
She's
of
got
vanilla
nice
ice
bowls.
cream in
That's
each.
what I've heard.
Arrange a pear on top. Serve with the chilled wine sauce, either poured over the pear or served on the side.
Sounds almost indecently easy. But you
Funny,
will have
that's
me
what Gaynor
clear the
was
table,
voted in
won't you?
college.
Don't I always when we have company?
Yes, but do you really like that woman?
What woman?
The one who knows so much about adapting French
She's a little
cuisine
mad.
for Americans.
Very much.
She'll figure Gaynor out.
Because she is a charming lady, and she can cook French food almost as perfectly as you do.
Spoken just like a Frenchman.
With
Yes,
lies.
I think we are going to have a lovely
She's going to be
party.
filing divorce papers tomorrow.
And no one will question
Everyone
why.
seems to enjoy a chicken dinner. But a chicken
Hey,
dinner...
winner,
develops
chicken
into
dinner.
Gourmet
Yes!
purposes. Ah, that is something very special. So let's give a very special party.
I love to give a party.
I know.
Cooking up
That's
all
why
that
everyone
meth.
loves your party, even though you do spend hours
When you
planning
have
and
a special
cooking,
party,
you
Steve,
always
do
seem
you
to have
think
fun at them
chicken?
yourself.
Let's have our
Always.
chicken tarragon. It's easy to cook and easy to serve attractively.
But I'm afraid we're going to have an
Because
argument.
Tarragon's hot.
You like small broilers split in half, or just the chicken breast, basted with that wonderful sauce of tarragon and wine.
Yeah, let's get
I like
sauce,
the same
Steve.
sauce. Maybe I'd use vermouth instead of white wine. But I'd select plump
The heavy
little
stuff,
squab
vermouth.
chickens, one for each person instead of your broiler halves or breasts.
An argument is bad for digestion. So let's make the sauce first and then decide.
At times you're quite reasonable.
Then you mean we can have the chicken my way?
You never had any doubt about that.
This
did
is
you?
so
You are
natural
very
what
sweet.
they're doing.
No, I
Right.
never did.
Let's change the subject back to the tarragon sauce.
Back to the
Well, I
French
make it in
women.
the morning this way. Soak 2 teaspoons of dried tarragon in 1½ cups of dry
You really
white
can't tell
wine.
they're reading
Must
off a
it be
script.
white wine?
Not at all.
Don't you sometimes use sherry? And as I told you,
Sherry's
I
the French
prefer
lady.
vermouth.
I'll do it any way you want. My one purpose in life is to please you. So
Squeeze
take the
you?
dried tarragon
Appease
and
you?
steep it for several
Defleeze
hours
you?
in white wine.
Strain the wine, then use to baste those little squab chickens nestled side by side in a deep skillet. But first I would rinse out the inside cavity of each chicken with a little brandy, the way the French do.
That would be
A French
delectable.
cavity search.
Let's do it sometime.
I think that's another
Now
problem
I'll
they're having
explain
at the
how to cook
airlines.
those
Yeah,
plump
you
chicken
think they
breasts.
would
They're
increase
really
tourism
little more
without
deluxe
that?
than half broilers.
Money means nothing to you, does it?
Not very much, I guess, but I'm mad about love and fine food.
Me too.
Then you will have
Crazy
to
about squirrels.
You always tell me I mustn't work too hard when we give a dinner. You say you want me to greet the guests looking refreshed and bewitching.
You know
She
I
looks like
will,
Elizabeth
but I didn't
Montgomery?
Say bewitching. I said lovely.
Ooh,
Oh,
bewitching,
well, this
lovely,
lovely
hollow
dish is
marriage.
cooked on
These
top
are
of the
just
stove.
words,
Allow one
Steve.
breast for each guest. Season it with salt and pepper.
Only one breast
then
per guest.
brown lightly in butter in a large skillet.
Our
Now
guests
for the
get the
tarragon
breast.
sauce. Pour a little over the chicken breast and simmer gently for about 40 minutes. Keep basting with the wine, never too much at a time, but always a little more and a little more. The
Not
wine
much, but a
and the
little
pickles will
more?
cook
Yeah,
down
it's a riddle,
together
I
and
guess.
become
As
slightly
every
thickened
good
toward the
recipe
end.
should be.
Can you imagine the flavor of that sauce?
You know something? It's really a very feminine dish.
Oh, that's why Gaynor hates it.
Subtle
Or
and
likes it.
distinct.
How pretty. Would you really want me to use the squab chickens instead?
Too late. Stick to your way. But serve each
Squab
breast in a
chickens.
round of
I wonder
toast.
what that means.
And
I don't know. Why don't you look it up on your phone real quick?
all on a
Yeah,
beautiful platter.
I'll do it at
And
the
we'll
end.
Oh,
serve
okay.
thin
More time.
noodles cooked in chicken stock with them.
I'd add lightly sautéed sliced mushrooms and a few chopped fresh chives, just to give a little color contrast and to add one more touch of flavor.
See, you are getting things your way after all.
And
'Cause he's
canned
Gaynor.
asparagus from Argenteuil, France, green and thick and luxurious. Argenteuil, as you know,
thick,
is famous the world
luxurious.
over for its
Asparagus,
superb
Steve?
asparagus.
Or the
How do
young
you
man
like
they
it?
invited over for
Just
dinner?
eat and serve with maitre d'hotel butter, very easy to make. In a mixing bowl, soften 1/2 pound butter with
pound
a
of
fork or
butter.
wooden spoon.
Steve, no
Add a
one is
little
getting out of
salt,
this
white
party
pepper,
alive.
chopped
Not without a
parsley,
few
and
prescriptions
lemon
of
juice. There
Lipitor.
it is, a blessing for the asparagus.
After they
Didn't we
eat
have
all that,
another
they go out,
bright
stand out in the
colored
cold,
vegetables?
and
Say
whoever
carrots,
lives
too.
wins.
You see, I can cook in French, too.
Often you cook
It's the
as well
first
as French
Hunger
fries.
Games.
If you were perfect, you would not fascinate me.
Will these carrots fascinate you?
I don't know. Are
They
they
are
phallic?
scraped and cut into 1/2-inch slices, then cooked in a saucepan together with butter, water, sugar, and salt. Cover, bring to boil, then lower heat and simmer until tender. Shake the pan occasionally.
that's
a
tender.
beautiful
Shake it.
vegetable, a delicate golden color to go with your luxurious green asparagus.
Are you painting a picture or planning a dinner?
A
She's
good
the
cook
Bob
does
Ross of
both.
kitchen
You told me that
cooking.
yourself.
I just wanted to test
Happy
your
little
memory.
accidents.
And do you remember the way you split rolls, butter
They
them,
split
and then
rolls?
put under the
Billy
broiler
G
until
splits
they're
pins,
crisp,
baby! Yeah!
brown, awfully easy.
Yes, easy, and we won't need butter plates. The less cluttered a dinner table, the more relaxing it is, I think.
They used all
I
the
think we ought
butter
to
for
have
the
a pleasant wine
asparagus.
subject.
They have no
Say a
butter
light
left.
Claret or a chilled dry white wine, or it could be a good rosé too.
Do you
Or
prefer
a
the
wild
rosé?
Irish
No, I
rose,
don't,
or a
but
Boone's.
many of our
You know,
guests do.
something
What
nice.
guest
Right.
like is the rule for a congenial party, you know.
They like my salad, too.
They should. I never knew anyone to get each leaf so clean and free of sand, and that oil and lemon
They
dressing.
use those
is just
bidets
right
in
for
France,
this
I guess, to
dinner.
clean the leaves.
For this dinner, I'm going to
He
toss together
complimented
dark
his wife's
green,
salad
crisp
by saying that it was free
Man,
of
great
sand.
successions. Doesn't that sound
How
refreshing?
low is the bar in their marriage for
Well, you can frolic
compliments?
in with a dessert when the time comes. Flaming bananas with vanilla ice cream. It's a decidedly masculine dish. You will enter like a victorious gladiator.
I'll prepare the bananas while you get the other dishes.
The
ready.
truth comes out.
Like so. Peel and slice 4 just underripe bananas in half, lengthwise. Sprinkle generously with lime juice.
Okay,
Butter an ovenware dish,
sure.
a deep and handsome one,
Ooh,
and
a
place in
handsome
the oven a
dish.
few minutes to preheat. Otherwise, the rum won't ignite. Then lay the
You'll need a
bananas
lighter
in
for
the
that.
hot dish and sprinkle 1/4 cup brown sugar
Brown
and a combination
sugar.
of 1/4 teaspoon each of ground cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and grated rind of 1 orange over them. Dot with more butter. Bake 10 minutes in a very hot oven.
Sure.
Just before
A very
serving,
hot oven.
pour over them about 1/4 cup high-proof rum. Put a match to
High-proof
the
rum, or as
It
my
will
granddad
flame
calls it,
dramatically before
breakfast.
your wide-eyed guests.
And we'll serve it with vanilla ice cream. I'll scoop the ice cream into balls
ice
ahead
cream,
of time and
too
keep them in the
cold,
refrigerator in a glass bowl. Can you taste the contrast? Flaming, spicy bananas and the cool smoothness of ice cream.
You can eat
Yes,
those in a hammock.
Banana
Here we are at
hammock.
dessert, but we haven't discussed the hors d'oeuvres. They don't have to be
They just
elaborate,
discussed
but
dessert. Why are
there
they
must
all
be
of a sudden
plenty
going
of
back
them.
to hors d'oeuvres?
Good cold
It's the
drinks
wrong
go with
order.
them.
And lots of time
Hors
to
d'oeuvres.
enjoy them.
Entree.
I hate
Dessert.
to be rushed through the hors d'oeuvre by a nervous hostess, don't you?
You know I do. Time, remember, is the essence of this pleasure.
And it gives me a chance to slip quietly into the kitchen to see how things are doing
To get
on
a
the
smoke
stove.
break.
While I
You're
stay
gonna
with
need
the
that,
guests.
Dorothy.
One of us must always be with the guest. Isn't that the basic rule of hospitality?
Naturally. Now, how do you like this idea? My horseradish dunking sauce in a
From
beautiful
Arby's.
deep green bowl,
Ooh,
and another
Dorothy,
bowl
Arby's
of iced
lawyers would like a
vegetable
word.
relishes, endive spears, raw cucumber sticks, hearts of celery, carrot sticks, and rounds of raw turnips.
She's getting Gaynor
all
hot.
for dunking.
Yeah.
And the sauce?
Easy.
He's all
It can be
about that
made
veggie
way
talk.
ahead of time. Mix together sour cream and an equal amount of mayonnaise, a little curry powder, and a strong dose.
I actually
of
might
red
try the
horseradish.
horseradish sauce.
You'll be
It doesn't sound so
surprised
bad.
how much horseradish you need to give the sauce a distinctive taste.
Can't we have a bowl
I'm
of fresh
German. I
shrimp,
love
too?
horseradish.
Everybody likes them.
Don't I always do just as you suggest?
I'm glad you told me.
Now, those chicken breasts with the tarragon sauce.
But we've already discussed that.
Yes, but I've
Let's move on.
changed my mind.
Change your mind. Again?
Yes, I thought it over. Decided those plump little squab chickens would be better.
Okay, squab chickens. I don't know what squab means, so okay, I'm going to look that up. Steve? Squab means young, immature pigeon that is 4 weeks old.
Ooh, that's a little disgusting.
Yeah, we're moving on.
We're done.
Welcome back to Indy in the Morning. In just a few minutes, Stefan will give us an update on traffic. But right now, we want to introduce a celebrity chef. He has a new cookbook out titled Cooking for the Master, and he's here to show us how to create one of his signature meals. Please welcome Torgo.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Good morning. And wow, Torgo, I have to be honest, I didn't expect you to be so earthy. Is that part of your look? Like Salt Bae and his glasses?
The master would not approve of your tone.
Right. Anyway, what delectable treat are you making for us this morning, Torgo? I haven't looked at your cookbook.
Macaroni.
Oh, that's delicious. Ruth Patterson just came and she made some. And what type of cheeses are we going to use?
Yellow.
Yellow? The cheese you're using is yellow?
And powder.
You're making Kraft macaroni and cheese, aren't you, Torgo?
The master approves. It is his favorite.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure you add something unique to it to really set it apart. Roasted red pepper flakes or Asiago, perhaps?
Hot dogs.
Please be all beef.
No, whatever is cheapest. The master dines on a dime. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, good one, Torgo. Okay, while Torgo prepares his mac and cheesy weenie, we're going to take a commercial break, and I'm going to have a word with whoever books our guests. We'll be right back. Listen, if you pull a stunt like this again, I'll see to it that you're... Welcome back to Indy in the Morning. I'm here with Torgo, the author of Cooking for the Master, and Torgo is preparing one of his recipes live in studio. Now, Torgo, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot earlier, but that smells really good. What are you doing right now?
I'm eating cold hot dogs. The master allows me this.
You did wash your hands before opening those, right, Torgo?
Why?
Moving on. It looks like everything's been mixed, so we can go to Stefan to check on...
Try some.
What? No, thank you, Torgo. I have to keep my soup clean.
Try some. The master demands it.
Oh, fine. Okay. You know, that's actually not... Oh, no. Oh, that tastes like... I know I can't say that, but that's all I can think of. Does this sink work? No? I need to go to the bathroom right now.
Now, here is Stefan with traffic.
I love comics, and if you're anything like me, you love them too. But it isn't always about the Avengers or the Justice League. Sometimes the best stories are the ones at the back of the rack. Welcome to Collect or Reject, a show about independent comics. Tune in wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
We did a skit, Steve.
Yeah, we did. It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing that. Thank you for your editing skills. You turned just words on a paper into an actual thing, and I appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's something that we haven't done on this podcast per se. We've done short little ones, but to write an actual, 2 or 3 minute sketch was fun. Yeah, just something different.
It is, and part of the reason we did that is because Dorothy and Gaynor just didn't give us quite as much to work with this time, and we're not gonna make something out of nothing.
Right.
So but we do want to give you guys, our listeners, a reason to tune in.
Right. So. And it's just kind of an homage to Mystery Science Theater, which, we don't want people to hear that and think, oh, they're just copying that.
No,
because it's not at all. But they're very much an inspiration to us and the whole reason for starting this podcast.
Yes,
which has been very, very fun. So yeah, we're always trying different things, different kinds of records. I know the last couple of times we've done more of an instructional kind of stuff. There was Stan the Man, there was the bowling.
We found a good groove of records there for a little bit, but we're going to try something different coming up.
Yeah.
And it has to do with cereal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, it's sponsored by Serial. More of like a storytelling kind of thing, like old time 40s radio when parents and kids would gather around the radio and listen to Annie Oakley or whatever else on the radio, you know, those kind of old time radio shows.
Was Annie Oakley a radio show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
cool.
was.
All right.
You remember watching Christmas Story?
Yes, I do remember that. Okay, but anyway, it's a serial broadcast where we're going to break it out into 4 parts. So we're going to listen to like one of those 15-minute episodes. And then Steve has a really interesting collection of weird old music records.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So we're going to throw a couple of those in because we couldn't figure out a way to make fun of music for a whole episode and have
20 minutes.
Not be repetitive.
Right.
But if we can just pull out 1 or 2 songs and have some fun with that, we thought that might be a nice thing. So the next 4 episodes we're going to do are going to have one of those episodes, and they're going to also include 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah. I think kind of the reason I got into that was when we first did Miss Migsy, our first couple of episodes. There were some songs in there, little, Christian songs, whatever, but they were just weird. Like the lyrics were weird.
Yeah.
So I've come across in searching for records for our podcast, I've come across some of those, and I thought maybe we couldn't do an entire episode, but just the songs are so weird that we have to do something
Steve,
with them.
Once again, you are the king of underselling here. There are some truly strange things, but we don't want to subject our listeners. This is an auditory experience, and we don't want to punish you for listening to us.
Right. So thank you for listening so much.
Oh, and also, real quick, if you do or don't like the skit, or as we're doing this next thing, send us an email and let us know.
Yeah, we're always open to feedback, and it'd be good to hear, what we can do better. I mean, this podcast is for you, the listener. Mm-hmm. Just
well, it's mainly for me.
Well, yeah, it's partly for us, but it's partly for them too.
Yeah.
So you can send us an email at any time. It's simply vinylword22@gmail.com. And of course, you can always contact us through Facebook or kind of see what's going on at the Vinyl Word. And so we will talk to you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.